Kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Stephen tōku hekua, ki te whare toka o Otago e mahi ana. That simply means, hi there, my name is Stephen. I'm a science communicator here at Otago Museum. I was just planning on making some dinner and making some rice, but would you like to do a science experiment with me before we cook some rice? Here's what you'll need for the experiment. You'll need some sort of plastic bottle like this. You'll need some rice, and you'll need a chopstick, a skewer, or a stick like this. You'll also need a plate or something underneath to catch any rice that spills. Now the tricky part of doing this experiment is you're going to have to fill up this empty bottle full of rice. Now I don't have a funnel at home, but then you can just curl up a piece of paper and make an impromptu funnel that way. And what you want to do is you want to fill up this bottle full of rice. Once you've filled the bottle all the way to the top full of rice, I want you to take your chopstick or skewer and push it into the rice, making sure not to touch any of the sides. Push it all the way in until you can feel some resistance. So here's your challenge. Can you pick up the bottle using your skewer or stick? Wait. How did I do that? Well, when you start to push the skewer into the bottle, there's a small amount of air in between each grain of rice. But as we push the skewer further into the bottle, the grains of rice are squashed together. The grains of rice then rub against each other, and all the friction caused by this is enough to hold the weight of the whole bottle. It's like all the grains of rice get stuck to the skewer and each other, but it's just using the sticky force of friction. You use friction every day. For example, there's friction between your shoes and the ground when you walk. This keeps you from falling. However, on a slippery surface, your shoes might not create enough friction to grip the ground properly, so you may fall. Now, this experiment is tricky, so don't worry if it doesn't work at first. Watch what happens when I try this with a pen. So why don't you give this a go at home and let us know if you manage to pick up the bottle using the stick. I think I'm going to use the rice and make my dinner now. See ya!